Quantum healing, the future of medicine.
So this is something you can also listen to, learn. It's very, very simple, but again, highly effective. And you can apply it to people around you if you feel that need to really help people. These are things you can do for a lot of people at the same time. So I will just read it to you. And I always think the best way is to copy it down, because so you kind of remember it better, I think. But anyway, this was done more for someone that has a client that's freaking out. So you'll hear the word client, but this could be applied to my neighbor, a client, a patient, whatever you substitute. But this is the process. So you're moving slowly. You're encouraging the client to witness the experience of healthy touch, and you're supporting the process. Still, something goes wrong. The client has been triggered, and you now find a dissociative victim of trauma on your table. What do you do? First, make eye contact. Insist the client to look you in the eye. Ask, do you know where you are? Do you know my name? Now you're always asking, do you know my name? If you tell them, say, hi, I'm Pamela. And then ask them later, do you know my name? Now it's no good saying, do you know your name? Because they'll know their name. It's sort of a subconscious knowing. You want to ask, do you know where you are? Do you know my name? If they can't respond right away, it's likely they've disassociated. Calling their name will usually bring them back. Once aware of your presence. Now, I've found in these situations, I always start off quite gentle. Let's call the client John. I'll go, look me in the eyes, John. John, nothing. John, usually a little flicker. John. That will usually get their attention, and they'll start looking you in the eye. And once you've made that connection of eye to eye, you know that they're present. You want to get them present and not out of their bodies, floating around out there, not knowing where they're at. You slowly bringing them back into their body. And this is a very good technique in order to do that. Once aware of your presence, involve them in the naming game, where you simply name items in the room. This helps bring them back to the present time. The primary emergency response is to get that client back in their body. Now, they kind of skip over, but it's something, if they're in a room, it doesn't matter even if it's outside. You'll find markers. Once you have their attention eyeball to eyeball, and you can tell that they're with you, they're present now, they're not out of it, they don't have the glazed eyes. You can go around and say, what do you see to the right of you there? That thing that looks reddish. What is that? So you're getting them involved in focus. You'll move to the next item. In a room, you'll say, what's to the right of you, John? And you'll go, oh, that's a cabinet. Well, how many doors does that cabinet have, John? Oh, it has 2. So you want them present, you want them focused, you want them counting. And then if you move your eyes a little bit to the right, John, what do you see then? Oh, that's a grandfather clock. That's okay, yeah. So how many pendulums does it have? And you can do little details in the clock. Once you're satisfied, they're coming down. This is good. They're getting more calm. You go to the next item, and then you go. So if you look to the left of you, John, what do you see there in the corner? Oh yeah, I see a lamp. Does it have a design on it? Or so you go entirely around the room until this person is present, calm, and parasympathetic, which is the opposite of sympathetic, which is freaking out there in the brain, and you're completely out of your body and you're dissociative, and now you're calm, you're back in there, and they're safe. So this is a fantastic technique to use. And in the case of this woman, she was able to do this in the ICU room, that the nurses, there was at least 3 ICU nurses there that didn't know how to use this technique, didn't know about it. So she told me afterwards. She knew about it, so she applied, got him calm, and the ICU nurses were able to get on with their treatments and everything they needed to do to save his life. So this was very life-saving. He was very unaware of himself at that moment, and it creates a lot of health problems, heart, blood pressure, all kinds of things get very, very imbalanced, which certainly is not helping any emergency service. So please, this is something you can definitely do as you're waiting for ambulances or people coming in to help. Okay, you can keep these people calm.